It wasn't unusual for the kids to be running around in the yard like this at all.
That year I decided rather than buy everyone individual presents, I bought a movie camera. So we took some film of the family beforehand so they could look at something on Christmas Day.
It was a street full of kids and families, and it was all taken away from us by this. There's the car we were in all night, 11 of us.
9 children, 17 down to almost 2. I was 19 at the time of the cyclone, but that night I went out.
I was home with my family. My husband was ill. He was home from hospital with us. The warnings became more frequent.
One brother, Alan, said as they were going from room to room to, look for safety, they could hear the rooms sort of exploding out and being blown out. When the eye came, they sought more shelter because the bathroom was collapsing.
And the only option was the car, which was the Holden car, naturally.
The car was right out in the open, and they were out in the elements.
The thing was, with all the windows breaking and trying to keep the kids down under the level of the windscreen, and every time somebody put a head up and asked something, you'd push them, head down, get underneath, get down. When we finally got light, there wasn't any windows left in the car.
And that next morning when I got home, I picked up the camera and did a bit of filming around the yard. They sat in the car and looked at what presents they could find. There's nowhere else to sit, really. There's just rubbish everywhere.
At least the car started when we tried it on the next day. Poor dog didn't know what had happened to him.
No. And that's Mum doing the washing. We had no clean clothes, we had nothing, so we had to wash clothes to wear, and that was me hanging them out. Dad was sitting there on his haunches, just in his own little world, I think, thinking about while he was leaving Darwin for the final time.
He had terminal cancer, brain tumour. He passed away on the 9th of April after the cyclone.
We were probably lucky that I wasn't there, because I think if there was one more adult-sized body in that car, I think somebody would have been hurt. We were all lucky to survive, particularly my family, and so I'm glad they survived.